Good afternoon, everybody. It is Thursday, July 11th, and it's a pretty breezy day here in southeastern North Carolina. Monday the 8th, we had a severe thunderstorm rip through the area, and I was looking outside the window. We were having a little bit of wind, and we got this huge wind gust, and I watched every single one of my fig trees almost bend at 90-degree angles. It was pretty crazy, and the Coldedom ramata right here split right in half. Clean in half. I lost half my tree, and the damage was pretty severe. It was leaking sap all over the place. You can see the residual white sap that was all leaking all over the place when the tree split in half on Monday. And I went and I rushed and I bought some tree paint to try to close up the wound because this just doesn't look good. So I put a rush order on this stuff. It was $9 on Amazon. It's this tree wound pruning sealer and grafting compound. It's supposed to be for damage like this. So I want to go ahead and I want to try and repair my tree from this damage. Alright, so we'll pop the top open here with a flathead screwdriver. And this is what it looks like. Now the instructions are pretty straightforward. All they say is that you have to stir it around and you apply it directly onto the wound with a brush. So give this a little bit of a stir to loosen it up. This is pretty disgusting. It looks like melted chocolate, actually. If you've ever melted chocolate in a double boiler, that's exactly what it looks like. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a clean brush and I'm going to paint this gunk onto the surface of my tree. So we want to cover up this wound right here. We don't want it to be too insanely thick, but it needs to completely and totally cover the wound of this tree. And it says that you're not supposed to apply this in wet conditions, and today thankfully was a very dry day and the sky's pretty clear, so it looks like we're not going to get any bad storms tonight, so this should have ample time to dry. I'll let you come in for a closer look. So everything there is evenly and completely covered up and there are no more exposed wounds. So we'll go ahead and we'll let this dry. And that should repair my poor fig tree. I went around to a couple of the other trees on the orchard and I placed some of this tree guard paint on some of the areas on the cutting where the original cut marks were made. And I plugged up some holes because this looks like a pretty nice product immediately. I don't know how the trees are going to react to it, so I only placed this on a few trees as a test. But if the trees react well, I will go to all of them and I'll look where the original cutting tops are and I'll plug those holes up as well. It's Saturday, July 13th, and I wanted to take this time to provide a follow-up on the tree paint to see how it's been performing over the past couple of days. It's been storming all day here. It's 6:30 p.m. and it's been storming since about 1 p.m. The storms have been pretty heavy, and you can still hear thunder in the background. So I came out here to give you guys an update, and what did I notice? Oh, you can hear the thunder right there in the background. What did I notice? But my tree, ironically, that is tied up next to the Coldedom ramata, has broken in the storm, and it is my Coldedom decutate. So that is 2 Coldedoms that have broken on me in a storm in less than a week, and I'm really upset about that because I'm super excited about these varieties. Here you can see the damage right there. So this is going to be a twofer. I will be able to prep this tree for the application of more tree guard paint, and I'll be able to show you how the tree guard on the plants that I've already applied them on has performed. Alright, so this part of the video is going to be pretty straightforward. All we're going to do is we're going to take a pair of shears and we are going to cut this flush, since now we have yet another damaged tree. And here you can see the big hole this has formed. Now we can't go ahead and apply that tree guard paint yet. It has to dry. So what I have to do is I have to let this dry out overnight and start to callus. And tomorrow is supposed to be a dry day. So I'm going to be able to go ahead and paint that tomorrow once the sun comes out and the tree dries. Simultaneously, you can see how the tree guard paint is held up. It's actually hard to the touch. It completely repelled the water, and it looks great. So far, this seems like a really nice product. There you can see how nice the tree guard paint is. It's held on really nice and it's cured really nicely, and the tree is doing great. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply this paint to any other wounds that are on the tree, be it the original tops of the cuttings from when I started the cuttings and rooted them over the winter, or from any new damage as you just saw to my tree. Here you can see the other two trees. Nice and well cured. And looking great here as well. Nice and well cured. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel for future updates and videos like these. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all again next time. In the meantime, I'm going to have to make cuttings out of this Col de Dame de Quillotot. And this is a real heartbreaker because you can see how many figs are still on there and starting to mature. So I lost at least 3 figs. So I'm going to have to quickly wrap this up in paper towels and turn this into a greenwood cutting. I'm going to have to remove the figlets. I'm going to have to remove the leaves. It's very sad. And then we will take this cutting and we will cut this off. Cut this off at some kind of midpoint. Angle the bottom. Angle the bottom. And now we will have 2 Col de Dame de Quillotot greenwood cuttings, and we will try to root them in paper towels.